Tonight we had breakfast fried rice. Starting off the night before, I thoroughly rinsed some basmati rice, and then into a pot with some water, I added some original Tonys. Once that was boiling, I went ahead and added my rice in, and then once it was simmering, I put the lid on it for about 10-15 minutes, and then I fluffed it up. Once it was all fluffed up, I went ahead and put it onto a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper, and then I covered it with plastic wrap and left it in the fridge overnight. For our vegetables, you're just going to need some garlic and green onions, and then for our proteins, we have some breakfast sausage as well as some thick cut bacon and our eggs. Then I just went ahead and cut and separated my whites from the green onions, and I just cut those in half, and then I cut them in half again and finely diced those and put those into a bowl. And then I went ahead and did the greens as well, and then I set those in a separate bowl. And I minced my garlic and I added those into the same bowl with the whites of the green onions. Then I went ahead and just cut my bacon in half and then in half again, and then I cut that into a small dice. I really like to do this because you render a lot of fat this way and you just kind of get more pieces throughout the dish. Then I just went ahead and added those into the pan, and then I just cooked those down. And you're gonna want to make sure that you save your grease because that's what you're gonna use to fry your rice. And so once that's all nice and golden brown, then we're gonna get started. I just seasoned my eggs with a little bit of everything seasoning and added a little milk, and then I took that reserved bacon grease and I added that to my griddle, added some of those green onions and garlic, and then I added about a quarter of that pan of rice and I seasoned it with everything seasoning and a little Tony's. Then I added in the bacon and sausage, and then I just mixed that around and let it cook for a few minutes. Then I made a little well in the center, and then I added in my eggs and I slowly let those cook a little at a time, just moving them around. And then I combined it all together once it was like 90% done. Then I just top it with the green onions and remove it from the griddle, and I just repeat that a few times, and there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy. If you try it, let me know.